Okay folks, so I thought I'd bring you up to speed with what's been going on. As you can see, I've been pretty busy. We've shut the reef tank down and rehomed all the fish. It was a bit of a nightmare really, because basically everything had to come out. If you know what it's like to catch fish, there's no way you're catching fish with a tank full of rock and coral, so everything had to come out, and I've put everything into a holding tank on the other side of the room, which I'll show you in a minute, and all the fish have been rehomed. So the plan is obviously to get this tank sold. If I have actually sold it, guy's picking it up tomorrow morning. He's got it for silly money. So it's season of goodwill. Being Christmas coming up, it's hard to sell stuff. So yeah, the tank's sold. All the life support for the tank has gone over to the holding tank in the other side of the room, and I've got this, obviously this size skimmer that we was running on it for sale. If anybody's close to me in Bexley, Sussex, I want about 150 quid for it. It's the DC version. I think they're 365 new with the controller. It's all been cleaned up as best I can and put all reboxed. So tap me up in the comments box below if you're after a decent skimmer. Really best skimmer I've ever had, that is, and I've had lots of skimmers. It's just very efficient, and there's no messing about and fiddling about with adjusting it. It just automatically adjusts itself. But anyway, back to the plans of the new tank. Obviously this one's going to be going tomorrow, and obviously the new one's going to be going in here. I'm not going to say what I'm going for yet. Hopefully I'll be getting it before Christmas, but if funds don't allow, obviously this time of year it gets really expensive. I should get it very early in the new year. So on the other side of the room, hopefully my camera, I haven't got a camera filter on, so hopefully this is going to pick up okay. This is the holding tank, which you might recognise from my son Corey's channel. It's his old dual tank, 125 litre tank. I just literally threw everything in here, and surprisingly it looks pretty good. And sometimes it works like that. You spend months aquascaping a tank and get everything just right, and sometimes you can literally spend 5 minutes throwing everything in and it looks pretty good. So we put the kessels above it, so just roughly rigged everything, to be honest. ATO we've put on, we've put one line, dose line on with a doser underneath, just running all for reef, just to tick the tank over, keep all the parameters stable. Coral wise, they've adapted quite well. I say this is not really a new tank. It's new water, but obviously all this established live rock. Parameters I matched as close as I could, and we're just running one line on the all for reef on a doser. That's a top up tank. No sump, no skimmer, just the stock corner box with biological in it. And the fish that we kept are the two clowns that I've had for years. About 3 years now, and there's a blue azure damsel in there as well somewhere, but they seem to prefer in this tank because they've got the whole tank to themselves. They do stay over this sort of corner, but they do seem pretty chilled, and yeah, I think they're enjoying it in here. So the tank looks better than it does on camera actually, because the I've got a filter on the lens, but it actually looks quite good. It looks like a really established tank that's been running for years. So anyway, yeah, that's the plan. We're just going to use it. My wife actually likes this tank, this side of the room. It does actually look quite good. So we might keep it up and running. Obviously run a stock light on it maybe, and run it as a soft core tank or sort of holding tank really. Don't know yet. Yeah, it's got to be moved back towards the wall if we do that, and move this shelving unit off the wall and move the tank back. But yeah, it's running like clockwork. It's been running a couple of weeks now. All parameters really stable. So yeah, it's always a gamble when you pull a reef system apart and transfer it to another tank. You never really know what's going to go on, if you're going to suddenly have things crash or go downhill. But yeah, no, everything's doing well. So that's it really. This tank was running nearly 2 years, so it's time to move on and do something else. The tank I'm doing next is a tank I haven't done before, and really looking forward to it. and hopefully in the next video I'll show you what I've gone for, and obviously the process of building that system and maturing it up and showing the progress of it. So hit that like if you've enjoyed the video. If you're new to the channel, obviously subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.